Good morning, everyone. We will now begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction of paradise on earth. Amatsu-Norito and Miroku Prayer. Please stand. Takaamahara ni kamuzumarimasu kamurogi kamuromi no mikoto mochite Tsumemiyoya kamu izanagi no mikoto tsukushi no himoka no tachihana no odo no ahagi hara ni misogi harai tamu toki ni narimaseru harai dono o kami tachi moro moro no magagoto tsumi kegare o Arai tamae kiyome tamae tomao sukoto no yoshio. Amatsu kami kunitsu kami yao yorozu no kami tachi tomoni. Ame no fuchi koma no mimi furi tatete. Kikoshi mese to kashikomi momaosu. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hai tamae. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hai tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hai tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hai tamae. Kam nagara tamachi hai mase. Kam nagara tamachi hai mase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated for group Johrei. Meishu-sama, bless you. Today's teaching is entitled Righteousness. I have come to the realization that those who trust God and live each day leaning upon the staff of love have nothing to fear in this world. Only those who live life virtuously and have clear consciences are not afraid of what others think or say, for they know they are loved by God. Even if the path is narrow and obstructed by dark forces, we will proceed humbly and obediently, according to God's will. I feel the surest way to judge the character of an individual is by learning how much or how little sense of righteousness he or she has. A sense of righteousness is, as it were, the backbone of a human being. A person with little sense of righteousness is like a jellyfish. Without a backbone, such a person is undependable, so we cannot feel safe. In dealing with any problem, we should first ask ourselves whether a particular solution is right or wrong. If you have determined that is not right, you should unflinchingly resist with all your moral strength. If you live with this principle, even though you may temporarily experience difficulty, in the long run, everything will work out for the best. In whatever situation you may find yourself, it is best and most pleasant to keep on the right path at all times, doing things openly and honestly without fear. People with that kind of character can be the pillars of the world and the guardians of righteousness. It is through the strength of such individuals that a wholesome society can be developed. For God always stands by those who are righteous and just. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters. We have this book, Meishu-sama, The Life and Mission of Mokichi Okada. In chapter 4, there is this title, Sense of Justice. When the Association of Notion Retailers in Tokyo noticed the growing popularity of the Asahi diamonds, they proposed to Meishu-sama that he sell one of his 2 new products to them and supply the other to the Mitsukoshi department store. The association knew that Meishu-sama had made a special contract with the department store to sell both of the products exclusive to it. If Meishu-sama had accepted this proposal, it would have resulted in a violation of his contract with Mitsukoshi, but he would not consent. All the retail dealers of Tokyo, a formidable lobbying power when united, staged a boycott against Meishu-sama in an attempt to force him to accept their proposal. This caused Meishu-sama grave financial difficulty. However, he steadfastly resisted the boycott for 2 years, not yielding under this pressure. Toward the end of the 2nd year, the association finally gave up and started doing business with Meishu-sama again. In the big cities in Japan, department stores had a great influence over wholesale stores. The wholesale dealers were eager to have transactions with the big department stores. But once they started doing business with them, they were extremely worried that the stores would suspend the business. This was natural, since where might is master, justice servant. Many department stores sometimes made unreasonable demands on the wholesalers, and the latter had to let them get away with doing so. Mitsukoshi finally acted unreasonably toward Meishu-sama regarding the sales of the famous Asahi diamonds. Meishu-sama immediately protested, suggested that unless Mitsukoshi reformed its way of doing business, he would have no more dealings with it. The executives of the store were surprised at his unexpectedly firm attitude. In such cases, it had been the suppliers who had given in. However, they accepted Meishu-sama's request, recognized their own fault and the rightness of his protest, so the problem was solved in Meishu-sama's favor. Instances such as these are typical of the strength of Meishu-sama's willpower and his firm faith in justice, which never yielded under any kind of pressure. These characteristics later helped him carry on his spiritual work under God's guidance, which he did in spite of persecution from authorities. So this shows very clear Meishu-sama didn't just write about, he practiced very strongly this sense of justice. Today I'd like to share the faith experience that was published today at the site of our Johrei movement in Brazil, Igreja Messiânica, and that's from Maria de Fátima Humberto. She's from Jundiaí, Brazil. In 2019, Maria began attending advanced studies for members. On the first day of a class, the instructor suggested that a goal was set for the course, and that the participants strive throughout the year to achieve it. At that moment, she thought of 3 goals. First, she would like to finish the courses she had started. In addition to these advanced classes, she was taking the family assistant course and a course about studying Meishu-sama's teachings. She also wanted her husband to return to his dedications, and for the second time receive the sacred focal point of Hikari because he had lost it. He did not show the initiative to receive the Ohikari again, although he continued to attend monthly services both at the Johrei Center and at the Guarapiranga Sacred Grounds. Finally, she really wanted to guide someone to our faith, as she always was very shy and had difficulty talking about Johrei to others. Throughout the year, she made an effort to participate in all classes and diligently studied the proposed material. During the week, she read the teachings and faith experiences of the daily services. In addition, she dedicated at the Johrei Center, offered religious assistance, and daily channeled Johrei to her husband. Through the intensification of this practice of faith and the study of the divine writings of Meishu-sama's teachings, she noticed changes in her thoughts and attitudes. She started to recognize and accept the divine will in each and every situation around her. With that, she became a calmer and more positive person. The year was almost over, and she thought she would only achieve one of the goals, finish the 3 courses. However, to her surprise, in December, her husband decided to receive the Ohikari again. He talked to their minister, was allowed to receive the Ohikari once more, and actively returned to dedication. It made Maria extremely happy. And when she thought everything had stopped there, on that same month, a friend came to her house and said she wanted to go to the Johrei Center with her. In their conversations, she always sought to convey what she learned in classes and in Meishu-sama's teachings. They talked about ancestors, church dedications, and the importance of following the law of order. These conversations made her friend curious to know more. So Maria invited her friend to go to the Johrei Center on the day of her dedication. Maria's friend received Johrei for a straight 45 days and felt very good. Later, Maria taught her friend the membership classes, and in April of last year, her friend was allowed to receive the Ohikari. Maria could not describe the joy and emotion she felt for guiding one person to the divine work for the first time. Maria expressed her gratitude to God and Meishu-sama for the permission to achieve the goals she had set for herself, and her desire is to go deeper into studying Meishu-sama's teachings and put them into practice, and to be further utilized as an instrument in the salvation of others and for the realization of paradise on earth. Thank you very much. It was a nice experience from Maria de Fatima. I want to wish you a very blessed day, a very blessed week ahead of all of us. And with this concludes our morning service. Thank you very much.